It's time for another adventure of Paxton and the Rug Buds, with Brian as Paxton, Pavel, Brandon, Podrick, and Ryan as the Lumpins, and Pink as the DM. Pink is going to give a recap, so I won't waste time on that here. I do want to point out, however, that Pink has made a lot of subtle references to all sorts of TFT-GGW stuff in these sessions. You might not catch all of them unless you've listened to all our one-shots and paid close attention to the main story. I think he may have been paying more attention to everything than I am, which is a little scary, but I'm glad he's doing it. In any case, here is episode 5 of Paxton and the Rug Buds.
Last time on Tales from the Glass-Guarded World, our adventurers got on the MSS Secret, and you spent some time aboard. You didn't do too much. You had a nice, fun adventure with meeting some of the crewmates for the ship that Atulf has hired. He had Captain Cragclaw and his crew. Captain Cragclaw was a gnome. Anyways, you guys had a couple just lazy days at sea, just slowly making your way northwest to get to what is affectionately known as Veggie Town. Along the way, during your kind of zigzag pattern in order to avoid wind resistance, you encountered a traveling band of orcs called the Rattlers, who had teeth mixed into their hair, and they were supposed to be this huge, crazy fight where they jumped down on wargs and on boars, and anyways, most of them died immediately upon landing, because and only the war chief survived, along with an Etten. Well, kind of an Etten. It was an orc as well as a goblin, kind of all jumbled up together. The orc war chief was the only one to survive, along with one sad little wolf who was able to jump overboard. Other than that, though, the Etten died a pretty rough death. Before then, though, Charles Faster, your stalwart guide, had showed you the way and kind of been helping you along, making jokes along the trip. However, he, after being hit by the Etten, kind of went into a weird rage monster mode and pulled out his rapier, which actually glowed a strange, evil red glow and seemed to cause a lot of the similar effects that Paxton experienced when he was possessed by a cursed glassed weapon. Paxton tried to have a conversation with him about it. Charles was not having it and went down into the hold where he spent the next couple days and did not emerge. But the rest of the crew was very lively and excited about their victory. It was a good time. Any questions?
Who are we supposed to go to kill?
So you are on your way to kill Roderick.
Roderick.
Who, yes, was apparently the person who killed Charles's father. He is hiding out somewhere within the Great Forest near to, but Charles says that he has a friend who he's going to meet at Veggie Town who is going to give him more instructions as far as where Roderick might be hiding. All right, so we are going to pick up where we kind of left off last time. You're now 2 days away still from Veggie Town. And as you get closer, one of the things that you notice is the trees just seem to get more and more like overgrown. The plant life becomes more exotic and strange. There seems to be just a huge amount of vegetation just all over the place as you get further and further up the river. As you go along, you tend to see like little dinghies and ferries that will transport people across, but for the most part, there's not a lot of crossings. However, you start to see a few more boats coming in and out of this place as you get closer. And finally, as you're about a day away, the river is starting to get a little bit thinner. The river is incredibly wide. However, as you're getting closer and closer, it's starting to thin out, and eventually you do see another stone tower up on a hill, a little bit jutted out from the rest of the mountain face, and it's kind of washing over you all as you slowly make your way inward.
This tower is like the one we saw whenever we first came in this river from the ocean, I don't know, would you call it an ocean?
Yeah, it's kind of an ocean. But no, this one doesn't look like that at all. It actually has these strange, like, black stripes spiraling around it.
Can I do a perception check to see if I see anyone moving in it?
Sure.
That is a 17.
Yeah, you actually do. You do see there's kind of this weird thing at the top with this weird construction, and then somebody seems to be moving around up top. And as you get a little bit closer to it, you actually see that there's like some sort of like house almost built into it, like on the side of it.
Interesting.
Captain Cragclaw, he walks by you, he looks up at it, and he kind of looks at you and is kind of confused as to why you're staring at it, and he goes, "Have you never seen a lighthouse before?"
History check. Have I ever seen a lighthouse before? I've heard of lighthouses, but no, I'm not sure I've ever seen one. What do they do?
Stops the boats from crashing into the rocks. Wow, I've most of the people I've known have seen a lighthouse, at least on the one as you come into arrival.
Well, you probably hang out with a lot more sailors than I do, so that tracks.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna stop talking to you now. And so he walks away. And also, I do want to say, the reason I bring this up was because, Paxton, as you were coming into arrival for the first time, you were confused about this tower that was there. And you asked the captain, and he said, "That's a lighthouse." Yeah.
So I lied, but I've never seen one before.
You did.
It's not a lie if I believe it.
Yeah, that's right. You played your cards very close to your chest about your lighthouse experience.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, as you guys continue on, the sun breaks over. It's the final day of your travels, and Charles actually emerges from below decks at this time, and he comes up, and he's actually grinning. He's got his hands in his pockets, and he seems almost like nothing ever happened.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man. Hey. Sorry about the other day. I can kind of get in a weird mood sometimes when I pull old Vendetta out, and anyways, I'm sorry about that.
So it sounds like you're well aware of the risks that come with using a glass steel sword, then, right?
I am, yeah. I appreciate your concern, buddy, but no, yeah. Me and old Vendetta, we've had some adventures together, and I know what I'm into. So I appreciate you looking out, though.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed at your ability to control yourself. Last time I touched the glass steel sword, I attacked my friends. So good for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. No, it's been a little bit of a journey together. We've done some things I'm not proud of, but hey, I'm figuring it out, and she's been a good friend to me.
Like what?
Well, just punched some holes into things that maybe didn't need holes in them.
Can your sword talk too?
Well, kind of.
Hello.
Hello. It's Charles making that voice. Hello. No, she can't talk. I'm sorry. Well, not to you. It's more of a kind of in my head thing, but it's normal. It's completely normal.
If I talk to the sword, can you tell me what the sword says to you?
Yeah. I mean, I guess so. I don't know if she's ever really had a conversation with anyone before. Mostly, she just Anyway, yeah. If you wanted to say something to the sword, I could tell her for you.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Her response was kill them all, I'll be honest. But I'm sure, that's just kind of her normal thing. But I'm sure she would say that's her way of saying hi,
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, looks like we're almost there. I'm excited. It's been a bit since I've been to old Veggie Town. Have you ever been there, Paxton?
I have not. I'm assuming they have veggies.
Yes, they have a lot of veggies. It's a little bit crazy how much veggies they've got, and it's called Veggie Town for a couple different reasons. You'll see it soon, I guess.
So is this where Roderick's at?
No, Roderick. I don't think he'd hang around after some of the stuff he's been into, but he's probably going to be a little bit somewhere more secluded. But I do have a friend and who should be able to kind of get me some more information about Roderick once we get here.
Okay.
But hey, it's a great place. Hang around. Buy some veggie stuff. It's great.
For sure. You could use some veggies after. I assume we've been eating ship rations for a while. Could probably use something fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm getting tired of all these oranges. I guess it's worth the no scurvy, but at the same time, there's something about too much vitamin C. Am I right?
Did we run out of boar already?
Wait, you guys ate the boar?
Should we not have eaten the boar?
Oh, I mean, that's kind of gross, right? That thing is like mauling people and stuff.
Yeah, it's got 2 layers of flavor.
Oh, great.
Smelled nice.
Eat too much of it, though, you get pretty bored.
Oh, goodness. It's already started. So so you guys continue on. The ship starts to slowly pull closer and closer. Eventually, you see in the distance, kind of through the haze, you see a town. The sun is shining brightly up directly above you. However, it shines down now onto this town that approaches you. And as you get closer and closer, you see this town almost has a weird green tint to it. Like the whole town is actually green. You see there's some kind of buildings on the outskirts of the river as you get closer, and these buildings on the outskirts you can tell are already like covered in this kind of weird lime green algae. As you get closer and closer, though, one of the things you see is that this town is actually much, much closer to the wall than you expected it to be. It's actually incredibly close to the wall. So very close behind this town is the giant waterfall of the River Reliable coming down. And so the whole town is kind of in this constant mist, and it's very moist. It's a very moist town. There's just lots of moisture.
Stop saying that word.
I feel like we just lost 3 listeners.
Yeah, I think the 3 listeners who hate the word moist have just left.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
The river, though, it seems like it's healthy, strong flow. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it does, actually. Everything seems to be going really good. It seems to be coming out in this constant, steady stream up above, because it actually comes out from the wall. It comes down. Yeah, so it's this beautiful waterfall, kind of giving a rainbow over the town just because of all the moisture in the air. And you see, finally, you're getting close. You're probably a couple hundred yards out, and you see that all of the buildings have this kind of algae covering them, but the algae actually seems to be not only allowed, but encouraged and manicured. There's all sorts of fun designs made with the algae, and it seems to like be intentionally allowed to thrive on these buildings. And so as you continue on, the town, it actually, you can tell it runs kind of around the river. Like there's now tons of bridges going over the river, and the town is kind of centered around the river. And as you continue, you get closer and closer until finally you see a dock that seems to have a lot of commotion around it. And you see a shabby-looking man with long hair and an overgrown braided beard waving you down as the ship pulls up. Misty, the helmswoman, and a few of the other people, they jump off and start tying up some ropes to tie it to the dock. And the man who had been waving you down, he walks aboard the ship once they've kind of put a gangplank down for him to board.
I'm looking at Charles. Is this Charles's friend? Does he seem to know this man?
No, Charles doesn't seem to know this guy. He's not making a move to go talk to him. However, he doesn't seem very confused or at all alerted by the fact that this guy is boarding. And the guy, as he boards the ship, you see that he is kind of shabbily dressed, but it does seem to appear to be some sort of uniform. And he's got some sort of badge or something plastered on the front of it, as well as on the other side, some sort of logo that appears to be like a giant vegetable. And as he boards, he goes, "Hello, welcome to Veggie Town."
Hello. I'm
I
Paxton.
like your vibe, man.
Hey, yeah, I like your vibe, man. Yeah, totally. Hey, well, welcome to Veggie Town, guys. Well, hey, so it's going to be about 50 silver for the boarding for the day. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy your stay. Thanks for coming to Veggie Town, man. Great. So he receives his 50 silver from Captain Crabclaw, and then he exits. He hands Captain Crabclaw some paperwork. Now, eventually, the crew, several of them seem like they're not interested in getting off, but a few of them seem like they're willing to leave. For instance, One-Eyed William says, I'm gonna go find me land legs again. And he exits. As well as Atolf, he seems to kind of round up his Zenfur and D&D, and he seems to get them ready to exit.
So I'm assuming, I guess I'm talking to Charles faster now. So the ship's crew, are they going to stay with the ship and this is kind of where we part ways? Or are they staying until we come back? Or what's the deal?
Charles goes, I mean, I don't know. They're Tolf's crew.
That's right.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't really care what they do. I don't imagine they'll probably be joining us too far.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Should we help him find his legs?
I think it was an expression. Because he has legs and both of his eyes for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so let's head in. There's lots of fun stuff to do here in Veggie Town, so I'm excited about it. And so Charles starts to lead you guys off. As you're leaving, though, I will say you do hear Atolf. He looks at Captain Cragclaw. He says,
"Thank you for your assistance, Captain Blamba. I appreciate it."
and he starts to walk off, and then Captain Cragclaw gets a very sour look on his face, and he says, "Careful, lad. That's not to bring up names from the past, if you catch me drift."
Ooh.
Atolf gives him a glare, and they kind of lock eyes for a second, and then Atolf nods and continues walking up the gangplank away from him.
Paxton looks at Atolf. He heard all that, right?
You did, yeah.
Yeah, I says, "Oh, what was that all about?"
It is nothing. He's a very sour man.
Should we bring him back some vegetables?
Perhaps. I do hope that they are selling the bear eggs.
Bear eggs?
Yes, it is just an expression. It is a type of a bread, but it's round and it's green from the broccoli. I love the bear eggs. I eat green bear eggs for breakfast, and I'm very hungry.
Well, let's go get something to eat. Lumpins. What do you guys eat?
I never tried it before.
No, but I like the smell.
Yeah, you guys, I will say, you smell just this marvelous smell coming in. I'm not sure how Fancy Napkins does smell, but he does, and it is wonderful. As you guys...
This is wonderful.
As you guys go up onto the dock, you see that there's actually appears to be some sort of like market that's kind of right off of the dock. It's there appears to be a lot of trading, just different booths set up, lots of people calling out things. You hear somebody yelling, "Green bear eggs! Get your green bear eggs!"
Paxton, eat that.
Yeah, that's what Atolf wanted, right? The green bear eggs?
Yeah, Tolf goes straight for the green bear eggs.
Can I try one?
You hear somebody else yelling, "Hey, get your walnut beer, man! Get your walnut beer!"
Paxton, drink that.
Somebody else, "Cucumber pie! Get your cucumber pie here!"
Eat that.
I want to get one of each and have a little picnic with the Lumpins.
Yeah, I'd like to try eating. It seems interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys get some black bean brownies. You get some macaroni and chestnuts, some cucumber pie, some cornbread, some pumpkin bread, some zucchini tarts. Lots of fun vegetable pastries.
Yeah, we're just gonna go find a nice shady spot, lay out my cloak.
I will say the walnut beer guy is a little uncomfortable serving the napkin lumpins. He's not sure they're of age.
Don't worry, I'll make sure they don't get into any trouble.
Okay. Well, he kind of looks around, make sure there's no guards around, and then he gives you some walnut beers.
I take it and I go, "Ha! Tricky, you're under arrest. I was a secret shopper."
He bolts. He just immediately takes off.
I take another walnut beer.
Fancy Napkin Lumpin just puts his, round head inside the glass and it just kind of absorbs into him.
Whoa.
And he takes it out and he's just kind of like a yellowish, dripping napkin head.
How's it taste?
Smells great.
Can I try one of those pumpkin tart things?
Go for it, brother.
All right. I don't have a mouth, but I'll try. So instead of a mouth, Hemp Lumpin has kind of like a sewn up kind of an area that just... It's a different color than the rest of him. You ever see like a Muppet eat? It's basically that. So he just mashes the food. Blah, 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 crumbs go everywhere.
Oh, how's it taste?
What's taste?
It's like smell, but in your mouth.
What smell?
Oh.
Can you sew me a nose?
Oh, I can try. Can I do can I do a check for that?
Did you take someone's nose at some point?
I have a needle.
Did you do the
See.
thing with your finger and your thumb? Yeah.
Can I do sleight of hand to sew him a nose?
Okay, all right. Roll a sleight of hand because I'm not quite sure how this would work, but go for it.
All right. I got a natural 20.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Yeah, all right. So
What
you
is this sensation? There's like a whole new world opening in front of me. It's beautiful.
yeah, there's I don't know how he did it. Somehow he poked 2 holes like right in the exact right spot. He used a little magic and it for some reason it succeeded.
Well, just
My mind is open
he
to
poked him in the face with a spork.
a whole new universe. Oh, is this what you experience every day, Paxton?
Most places don't smell as good as this one, so you chose a good first place to sniff.
I dunk my head in the walnut beer.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
one of the vendors, he hears you saying all this, and he walks up to you and little hempin' lumpin', and he goes, "Here, man, have this imitation lobster. It's all of the taste, but none of the cruelty." And he gives you one of them for free.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
And
man.
I just smell it because I don't have a tongue.
Yeah, it smells great.
I'll save this for later, and I'll just put it in a bag.
Yeah, seafood's famous for keeping.
I wonder how it'll smell in a week.
Yeah.
So Charles, he's kind of enjoying some of the stuff. He's bought some of this stuff as well. And hey, look, this is interesting. And he goes over. There's a guy. He's a little strange looking. He apparently seems to be selling artwork. He has a sign. It says "Consummate Artist." He's a little weird looking. He's kind of got like a weird lumpy body. He's got just almost a huge coat on, and he's got a beard that doesn't quite match his face. But anyways, he's just there selling artwork, and he waves over at you guys as you're eating.
I want to do some sort of a check to see if this guy is wearing a disguise.
Sure.
You want perception or investigation?
Yeah, I'm looking for a DC 10 perception.
Okay. Ooh, that's a natural 1.
No, he's not wearing a disguise at all, actually. He just has a weird looking face. I mean, he does have these like weird pointy ears and his face is kind of different colors in different places, and the beard almost seems like it's falling off, but that's normal. That's normal, you think. And maybe he has alopecia or something. He's fine.
I wonder if he's sick and needs healing.
Oh, I could heal him.
Yeah?
Yeah. Hey, buddy, do you need healing? I cast healing word on him.
He kind of jolts. He seems very confused. He says, "No, I am healthy, human. I am good.
What?
I do not need help. I sell art. You want art? Yes."
Yeah.
One of the hooks on your beard is loose.
Oh, and he quickly like pushes it back over his ear. He goes, that is me, skin tag.
Obviously, I have thrown away some part of the story by rolling a 1.
Yes, me good to meet you. Me, Bob, human man. Bob, human man.
Bob, human man? Let me see your artwork.
Yes, and it's pretty poorly done. I'll be honest. It's like you think some of them are some landscapes, but it just kind of looks like a lot of blobby, wiggly lines. And then there's some like portraits, but they are mostly stick figures.
Well, I've never really been much of an art enjoyer, so looks good to me.
Ah, thanks, human. Very much.
You said his coat was lumpy?
Yeah.
I just rolled a natural 20 on my perception there.
What are these rolls? Yeah, you do see you hear the lower half of him sneeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your name is Bob Human Man.
Yes.
What's the name of the person inside your coat?
Oh, that is me, Bob Human Man.
already, like, I reach up and I just sort of part the an opening between the buttons to look in there and say, "Hi, I'm Lumpin."
Yeah, you see another face, and it appears to be like a weird kind of like craggly green face looking out at you with a very large nose, and it has a very shocked, terrified reaction. Bob, human man, he uses his very small-sized arms, and he quickly pulls that part closed, and he goes, "Closed for business today."
Okay, bye.
And he very quickly starts boarding everything up and he puts out a close sign, and quickly he grabs like 2 of the paintings and leaves the rest and just kind of bolts.
Do you have a little person inside your clothes too, Paxton?
With a 1, I don't know. Let me check. And I bang on my plate armor and I go, nope, I guess not. You know, that was maybe a little bit rude to touch someone else. That guy was at work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's keep our hands to ourselves.
Charles goes, yeah, you really shouldn't just go like opening up people's clothes. That can be considered rude in some cultures.
That's good to know. I will write that down, and I'll put it on the Gospel of Paxton. Do not open other people's clothes.
I'm okay with that one.
All right. So let's head over to where I'm supposed to meet my friend. I believe it's called the Great Pumpkin. Wait, Great Pump Inn. That's right. The Great Pump Inn.
That's hard to say.
Yeah, it really is. That was a terrible job, whoever came up with that name. So he starts making his way there. On the way there, you guys see a couple different stores. You see, there appears to be a general store. It's called Trader Joe's.
Trader spelt how?
Traitor.
Interesting.
Yeah, Trader Joe's. There's another one. It appears to be some sort of magic store. It's called Magic Mike's.
It's a big store. Some would say XL.
Exactly. And there's also like a little it seems to have like imitation hot dogs because they're green, but it's called the Dugout, and Doug is spelled Doug.
I want to get some hot dogs for myself and the Lumpins, and take my hot dog into the magic store and see what they have.
Yeah, sure, man. I'll sell you some hot dogs. And then he gives you some hot dogs. As you walk into the magic store, it's double XL for sure. It's huge. It's gigantic. Inside, you see just lots of discount magic items. You see like some fun stuff, like, there's the Cape of Billowing. There's some magic potions. There's a lot of stuff that just seems more like goofy tricks and stuff like that. But there's a few things that seem more interesting, but they're in glass containers. And Magic Mike comes up to you. He's a pretty overweight dude. He's looking rough. He is slobby, just not super well kept. He goes, "Hey man, welcome to Magic Mike's. I appreciate you coming here instead of Stupendous Stanley's."
Where's Stupendous Stanley's store at?
Does it matter?
Maybe. I'm just asking a question, man.
All right, man. Yeah, it's on the edge of town. He's in like a little cart or something. I don't know. Anyways, but his stuff is not nearly as amazing as mine is, man. Like I've got this magic armor and got this cool, magic wand and stuff. And yeah, man, it's great. It's great here.
What's the wand do?
Oh, the wand. If you cast it at somebody, they will turn into a random animal.
Can I try?
Well, it's got a certain amount of charges, so I'd really rather you not, man. If that's all right, dude.
Is it reversible?
Yeah, it only lasts about 10 seconds.
Oh, and does it recharge?
Yeah, once a week.
Paxton, can we buy it?
Can I have this?
So what are you holding up?
It's the Cape of Billowing.
You can't have it, man. It's like we sell stuff here, I've got my wife and 13 children to feed.
What does the cape do?
Oh, the cape, it just billows, man. It just kind of like, it swirls dramatically especially when you're giving a good speech.
How do you buy stuff?
With money, man. The gold, silver, copper, platinum.
Lumpins, do you have any money?
Oh, I had money. I had a lot of money.
What happened to it?
Oh, I had to give it to a wizard to find you.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm glad you found us.
Yeah.
I undo the stitching along my stomach and peer inside. I don't see anything.
What's that? It's like some corn from like one of the things you ate.
You want it? Here.
Can I pay with this?
Sure, buddy. And he takes the corn and he goes, here, have some of this. It's some dust of drying. If you throw this at something, it makes it really dry.
Oh, that's great. I'm very moist right now.
That was the last straw for that one person. They were like, nope, thought it was over.
How much is it for that animal wand?
Oh, let's see. He goes over and he checks a little piece of paper. He goes, that one, it's not too bad. It's 40 gold.
40 gold.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Come on, man. That's a certified magic wand. I mean, and plus, here in VeggieTown, we don't like to have too much stuff that, hurts people. And it doesn't hurt at all. And you could use that in combat without actually, hurting anybody. You could just kind of turn them into a sheep for a little bit or something.
Yeah, that's cool. I wish that I had some money. I think I left all my money in my backpack with Zartok.
Yeah, his face kind of falls as you say it. He goes, yeah, I've heard that one before. All right, guys. I appreciate you coming around. Thanks, man. I hope you have a good one. And he kind of ushers you towards the door.
Oh, Paxton.
Yeah?
I know how to get money. I used to get lots of money.
How?
Well, in Master Strombolo's show, I would play a song and then people would throw lots of money at us.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You want to give it a try?
Okay. Where?
Maybe in front of all those shops in the middle of VeggieTown where we bought all the food and beer.
Okay.
Do we have like a hat or a bucket or anything people can throw their silver or gold into?
I don't.
You have a helmet. Your helmet's pretty much a bucket.
Yeah, I'll just turn my helmet upside down.
All right, you guys are going to go outside and try and do a performance?
Yeah.
All right, Charles, he's down for that. He's always down to give a performance, and he'll go out with you. He'll start playing around on his bagpipes.
You gonna make Mike compose something again?
So, I actually have a song prepared, and I'm going to need Brandon's help for it.
Oh.
Brandon, I'm going to send you the lyrics into the Zoom chat so you can help me out.
What are you doing to me?
I don't know. It's an experiment. We'll see how it goes.
So a crowd does start to form around. They're all kinds of, just shabby-looking people. They all seem pretty relaxed. You see one lady, she's got her kids, and she's like, hey, kids, come check this out. And one of the kids like, okay, Mom, that sounds cool. And then another kid goes, wow, I love it when they do performances.
I have a question for Brian. You have, the staff of the healer still, right?
I do, narratively, I do not have it in my inventory, so I don't think that I know what it does.
Okay, that's important. Okay. Okay, Brandon, did you get the lyrics?
I see it, yes.
Okay, you're the backup.
Yes, and you're insane.
Okay.
But I'm down.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to need some funk beats layered in here, Mike.
Yeah, so Charles, he's got a couple different instruments. He plays the bagpipes, but he can play the lute, and so he'll pull out his lute as well.
Okay.
And then you've got and you see as some people here that he's playing the lute. A few guys are interested, and they're kind of this kind of fun, loving, chill crowd, and so a few guys also have their instruments with them, and so they'll come join and start playing along with him.
Okay, and so once a sizable crowd has formed, then Fancy Napkin Lumpin pulls out his twin sporks, and somehow rhythmic bass guitar manifests as if from nowhere. Who's that cleric with the slick snake stick? X. That's right. that shiny armor man who risks his neck, but no one can hit. Pax! Can you dig it? Who's that hero who won't cop out when there's danger all about? Pax! Right on. They say that guy Pax is a bad guy named Fritz.
Shut your mouth.
I'm talking about Paxton. He's a complicated man, and no one understands him but his lumpins.
Paxton.
Sorry. This is incredible.
His name is Paxton. His name is Paxton.
All right. Is that the end, Ryan?
Yeah, he repeats Paxton's name, and then it fades
Paxton
out.
starts out looking shocked, but then once he mentions the stick and the armor, he takes off his robe and the stick and kind of dances along to the music.
I like it. Well, as the napkin lumpin builds to this crescendo at the very end, suddenly, boom! He explodes in a puff of sparkles and clouds of lightning, and all of a sudden he disappears. And standing in his place is a lumpin. Pavel, why don't you describe yourself?
So the iron lumpen looks like he's made of burlap sack. He's kind of pretty stocky looking. He's holding a very small hatchet, small for a humanoid, appropriate for his size, and his whole body is covered with these rings that are woven into him. It's almost like someone just sewed chainmail onto him.
And I applaud. I never seen that trick before.
Yeah, the crowd goes insane. The crowd thinks this is all part of the performance, and they just go wild. People start throwing gold into this helmet, and they're going crazy. Thank you, Ryan, for joining us. Thank you for that beautiful performance. We'll say that everybody has a Bardic Inspiration die that they can, D6 that you guys can use. You're all inspired.
I'm personally inspired,
Yeah,
as a
I
player.
am too. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Oh, and the title for that song is Paxploitation.
So thank you for joining us, Ryan. Any final shout outs?
I'm fine for now. I'll just stick around and listen.
All right, perfect. All right, welcome, Pavel. Pavel, he has been on the show before. Pavel, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
I should have thought of something to plug beforehand, but at the moment, no.
Okay, perfect.
Just listen to the cow episode again.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, just listen to me talk all the time. I'm plugging myself.
On that note, the crowd goes wild. We'll say you bring in about 70 gold. It's a decent amount. Like, people are very generous here in town.
I think we made enough to get you that animal wand.
Hooray! Thank you.
Do you want to be the one to buy it? You want to just take out 40 gold and go get it?
Okay. I'll take the 40 gold, I'll just stuff it in my belly, and then waddle up over to the counter, put my little hands over the seam, and stretch open my belly and just pour the coins out onto the counter.
Yes, the return of body horror lumpen.
Yeah, Magic Mike, he doesn't even say anything. He looks a little bit disturbed, and he actually, like, shakily, his hands kind of wobbling, he just hands over the wand.
Thank you.
To you. He'll throw in some other just random magic stuff along with it, because did you give him all 70 gold?
No, only 40, right?
Oh, you only gave him 40. Okay, so he just gives you the wand, and he'll rush you out the door after that, and you'll hear him dry heaving in the background.
Did you get it, buddy?
That seemed nice. I did. Can I try it out?
Sure. Why don't you try it on me? You wouldn't want to offend someone by turning them into a snake without their consent.
How many charges does this thing have?
5 charges.
Cool. And how long does it last?
So it recharges once a week.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, but how long does the casting last?
Oh, it lasts for 10 seconds. They do get to roll a Constitution saving throw to avoid turning into the animal.
Okay.
I can choose to fail though, right?
Yeah, you can choose to fail.
All right, I pointed at Paxton and let her rip.
Yep. So you choose to fail.
Yes.
All right. Roll a d20 for me.
Okay. That's a 2.
All right. You turn into a hippopotamus.
Hey, that's thematic. I'm playing a GIF in a Spelljammer game right now, so playing a hippopotamus, I'm proficient in that.
That's right. So
What's the challenge rating of one of those?
I'm not sure what the challenge rating is for hippopotamus, to be honest. I should have these all up.
Gotta add it to my my roster of wild shapes.
Yeah, the fun thing, though, Paxton, you can actually talk during that 10 seconds that you're a hippopotamus.
What did it work?
No, I don't think so.
Huh. Well, all right then. You want to try again then?
Maybe later.
Okay.
Yeah, so you turn back eventually after the 10 seconds has passed back into Paxton, and Charles goes, "Well, this was a strange turn of events, I'll be honest.
Do you want to be an animal, Charles?
I really do not.
It's fun. I do it all the time.
No, I'm just a party animal, and that's it."
Ah, my man. I punch him on the shoulder.
He gives you a high five. Well, all right. Anyways, you guys ready to head to the Pump Inn?
Yeah.
As you're going towards north into town, you see lots of just kind of fun, strange characters. You see that mom again. She points you out to the kids, and the kids are all excited about it. At some point at one of the vendor stalls, you see a man in a white cloak, and he turns around and smiles at you, Paxton. But it's kind of strange. He's got these bandages covering his eyes, but he seems to be looking at you. You also seem to pass a crowd of rowdy dwarves who are selling glassware in a very aggressive fashion.
Do they look familiar?
No, these dwarves don't actually look familiar. They don't seem related to that group that you ran into on the way to New Tower.
Oh, I want to ask the guy with the bandages on his eyes, this might be rude, but what's the deal with the bandage on your eyes?
So you start walking towards him, and somebody kind of bumps into you, and as you continue and look, he's now gone.
Huh. Well, I was hoping maybe I could use some healer magic on him and fix his eyes, but oh well.
Yeah, it was a little strange, and nobody really seems confused or anything. Everybody just is continuing to go about their business.
The person who bumped into me didn't pickpocket me, did they?
Roll a perception check for me.
That is a 9.
No, you don't think they pickpocketed you.
I still got the 30 gold.
Was it only Paxton who saw this guy, or did we all see him?
Only Paxton saw this guy. All right, so anyways, you guys continue forward. Charles, faster, and yes, Paxton, sorry, you still have your 30 gold.
Okay.
On the way, can I just ask Lumpin next to me here, Lumpin, where did you come from?
I came from a wizard. He sent Napkin Lumpin away, and I didn't like that, so I asked him to bring him back.
Oh.
And I think he did, because now I'm here, so Napkin Lumpin must be where I was.
Oh, so everything's fixed then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was this Master Stromboli?
No, this was not Master Stromboli. Master Stromboli was the guy who was in charge of Napkin Lumpin's theater troupe.
Yeah. Okay, so to be clear for the backstory, Napkin, Lumpin, and I were both performing there. And we found a wizard to try and send us to the rest of the Lumpins.
So I think the story was Napkin Lumpin had somehow got wrapped up in this performing troupe, and then Iron Lumpin found him at one of the performances and told him that he wanted to go find the other Lumpins. So they used Napkin Lumpin's money to hire a wizard to make a teleportation circle or a teleportation spell.
Yeah, but the wizard was a little bit sketchy, and did something, and then all of a sudden you appeared where Iron Lumpin used to be, and now Iron Lumpin seems to have hired the wizard again, and now disappeared to where you were, and you are now disappeared again.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to go kill somebody.
Oh.
You want to join us?
I like being with Lumpins. Why do we have to kill them?
Apparently, it's good to kill people if they attack or hurt your friends. And Charles's friends.
And Charles goes, perfect, and he gives you a thumbs up.
Yeah. And so Charles's friends were hurt, and so we're going to kill the guy who hurt them.
Iron Lumpen stares off into space for like a solid 30 seconds. Okay.
I killed a couple of people already.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
But Paxton says that's fine.
You know, sometimes you gotta.
Who's Paxton?
That's me.
Oh, hi Paxton. I'm Lumpen.
Nice to meet you. So you're friends with Fancy Napkin Lumpen, and I'm guessing you probably saw Fire Lumpen back wherever you came from, huh?
Yeah, we were in a tower. I think we may have burned our dad. But I think he was already dead, so I don't think that counts as killing.
Yeah, if they're already dead, you can't hurt them anymore.
Paxton is our friend. I think he's a god now.
Oh.
Now, just because one of the Lumpens made a cool song about me doesn't mean I'm a god.
Charles goes, no, I think it had more to do with that cult who worships you.
Oh yeah, them too. No, they're I don't think they have a solid grasp on reality, but you know, then again, getting out of this big glass jar, I don't think that I have a solid grasp on reality either, so you know, potato.
That's right.
You were in a jar?
I'll be honest, it makes me really uncomfortable when you talk about us being in a jar, but it's fine.
It took me a while to get used to, you know. And then there's stuff outside of that too, which really will bake your noodle. I try not to think about that one too much.
Yeah. Let's not. Charles, he continues walking with you guys, and eventually towards the top of the hill that you guys have kind of been slowly ascending upwards, you see what appears to be a round wooden building. It's painted bright orange, and it seems to be kind of carved to look like a giant pumpkin. The big stem on top, there's like a big swirly green stem, and it appears to be some sort of chimney because you see smoke coming out of it.
I take it that's the pumpkin.
Yep, that would make sense.
What's the music like?
The music, it's very lively inside. It's, you know, your generic tavern music.
Oh.
As you go in, you see just a motley group of characters, lots of people from around the town. You see like this half orc as he's walking out. As you're walking in, he goes, "Hey man, welcome." And then there's this, you know, little gnome inside, and he goes, "Hey man, good to see you."
Hey, man.
Hey man.
Hey, man.
Hey man. You guys make your way in, and Charles kind of looks around for a minute, and eventually over kind of towards the corner, he seems to lock eyes with this guy who he's wearing like a dark red scarlet cloak, and the guy waves at him. Charles goes over to talk with him for a minute, and he goes, "Hey, so probably gonna go meet up with this guy for a little bit. You guys can kind of do your own thing, and if you want." And he goes over and sits at the table and to go talk with this guy.
Is this guy the one that's his friend who might know where Roderick is?
Yeah, you assume so.
I want to keep an eye on the Lumpens and let them have some drinks and stuff, but I also want to kind of see if I can hear their conversation, because if we're supposed to go attack Roderick and then he goes and talks to this guy without us, makes me feel suspicious.
Sure. All right, so roll a stealth check for me.
Okay. Well, I got disadvantage on stealth on account of all my plate armor.
Meanwhile, I'm telling Iron Lumpen all about sniffing.
Oh, buddy, that is a 3. I am not stealthy.
So as you're walking up, you hear the other guy saying, "Are you sure that it's a good idea?" And then, but as they start talking, then they stop and they hear you kind of clink up, and Charles goes, "Hey, Paxton, what are you doing here, buddy? I told you guys could just do your own thing. You don't need to worry about me. This is my old bud. We're just gonna have a conversation. He says he's got some information on Roderick for me."
Yeah, we're all trying to get to Roderick, right?
Yeah, exactly. So he's but you know, me and Caltoon, we go way back, and so we were just kind of talking about our old friend, the place we grew up in together, and just he was telling me about his family and stuff like that.
Can I do insight to see if he's being untruthful?
Sure.
That is an 11 because I rolled a 2.
Okay. Yeah, he seems to be honest. He seems up on the up and up.
Okay, stay out of trouble, you two. And then I walk back over to the Lumpins.
Okay. After this, they kind of whisper something. His friend actually seems a little bit more angry and aggressive after that, and he kind of gets up and he walks up the stairs, and Charles heads up after the guy.
Should we check on him? It doesn't seem like a good idea to leave him with somebody so angry.
They made it pretty clear that they wanted to speak in private, so, Charles can handle himself.
Okay. I go back to sniffing everybody's drinks in the tavern with my new nose.
Does that seem to offend any of the bar patrons, or are they pretty chill with it?
Yeah, you hear a few of them look around kind of, it seems to be odd to them. There's not a lot of fighting or arguing that goes on here in Veggie so they're a little kind of weirded out by this argument going on. They kind of all look and kind of pretend like they're not watching, but then eventually everybody just kind of goes back to their drinks.
How much are individual drinks?
So it's only 5 silver per drink.
Okay.
Or sorry, 1 silver. 1 silver per drink. Yeah. And they tell you that you can also buy milk there, and they'll let you know that they actually speak with animals on the cows to make sure that it's okay for them to get the milk.
I'm down for that. Yeah, I'll buy some milk, and I'll buy 2 milks.
Yeah, so it's ethically sourced milk, and yeah, so they'll get you some milk.
I bring the milk over to the Lumpins and say, "You guys want to try this?"
Great. Stick my head inside the milk, and I'm sure that it's not going to smell bad after a while.
What are you? Why are you putting your head in the cup?
Well, Napkin Lumpin was doing that.
Oh.
So why not? He made me this fancy new nose, and now I can smell things.
Napkin Lumpkin is smart. If he does it, I will do it too. And Iron Lumpin's gonna try to stick his head in the glass.
Can you smell Iron Lumpin?
I don't think so. What's smell?
Can you taste or eat?
No. I won't taste, I won't eat.
That's interesting.
We don't have the right holes.
I'm sorry, go on.
Do you think you could sew him a nose?
Okay, I'll give it a try. Do you want me to sew you a nose?
Is smelling things nice?
It's wonderful.
Then yes.
It's like a whole new sense, a whole new experience. It's like another way of interacting with the universe, man. What should I roll? Like a dexterity thing? Check?
I think Fancy Napkin Lumpkin did a sleight of hand check, didn't he?
Yeah, you can try a sleight of hand.
Okay. I rolled a 3.
Yeah, you just so
pull out a needle.
Iron Lumpin, you take 1 piercing damage as he just stabs this needle into your face.
Oh. Okay, ready? Yep. I don't think I like smelling.
Wow.
That's okay.
To each his own.
You definitely can't smell whatever that is, but you do feel the pain. However, at this point, you do see a woman walks in, and she's kind of a middle-aged human woman, and she has a kind of like confused, sad look on her face, and she comes over to the bar, and she orders a walnut beer, and she sits down.
Hey, Lumpin, you want to practice making friends?
Which Lumpin are you addressing?
The royal Lumpin. Any Lumpin who's listening to me, I suppose.
I like friends.
Yeah, that lady over there looks a little bit sad. Why don't you go try to cheer her up? And then Paxton sits back and is just watching to see what happens.
All right. Iron Lumpin's going to approach the lady. He's going to clamber up on the bar stool right next to her. And he's going to turn to her and say, I can't smell because it hurts.
She says, I'm sorry to hear that, little guy. Well, here, would you like a milk? She orders a milk for you and hands it to you.
Sure.
Smelling is hard sometimes. I'm sorry.
Can you smell?
I can. I don't mean to rub that in your face, but yeah, I can smell.
It's okay. You're not rubbing my face. You got me milk.
Exactly. Sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. I've had it's kind of a strange day for me.
Can I help? I've also had a strange day.
I'll be honest, I didn't expect to be having this conversation with a little piece of talking cloth, but, Veggie Town's kind of weird, but, so I don't know. I just ran into one of my old friends and he acted like he didn't even recognize me. It was weird.
Maybe you mistook him for someone else.
He has a very distinctive voice, so I think it'd be hard to mistake him. And I don't know, I thought we were going to be something at some point, and it turned out, I guess not, but now he's acting like he doesn't even know who I am.
Did he smell like your friend?
I guess not. I don't know. I've never really paid that much attention to smells.
Maybe you can smell him.
Is he a doppelganger?
What's a doppelganger?
It's a creature that can make itself look like somebody who you care about, but is actually trying to hurt you.
Well, that would, I guess, make a lot of sense, because... So, all right, here, sorry, I'm so rude. Let me introduce myself. She goes, my name's Edwina. I was a war wizard back in the day, a long time ago. It's been a little bit since then. I was recruited by my friend to, join in the effort against the Iron Empire, and I was excited when he came to visit me, and I was actually even willing to, take up my fighting ways again for him, but then I just ran into him a minute ago, and he didn't even know who I was. So maybe, I guess it could be one of those doppelganger creatures.
Do you want us to check?
Yeah,
we've met doppelgangers before.
That would be nice.
We like being nice.
How do you check if someone's a doppelganger?
We can check. Oh, I have a spell that burns them with moonlight until they change back to their normal shape.
I don't know if I'd want you to do that, just in case it's him. And I don't know. Maybe I said something, and now he doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
Oh, Paxton may be able to help. Paxton.
Yeah, what's up, bud?
We need to see if a person's a doppelganger. Can you help?
Paxton's demeanor instantly changes. What's this about a doppelganger?
Her boyfriend.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even really know what a doppelganger is. They're just saying this friend who I have, he could be some sort of creature like I have. I don't think that's what it is.
He was involved in the Iron Empire, which is where the doppelgangers are.
Yeah?
That's true, but back then he was trying to recruit me to fight the Iron Empire and to be willing to stop them as they were blockading a rival.
Yeah.
What's your friend's name?
His name's Atulf.
Yeah, he's not a doppelganger. He's just a weird guy.
Oh, well, I guess I don't know if that makes me feel better then. I guess he's just pretending like he doesn't know me anymore.
Maybe you're the doppelganger.
Yeah?
Maybe. I don't think I am, but maybe. I don't know.
Maybe we can try that moonlight thing and see if he turned into a doppelganger.
I'd really rather you not do that. I can cast a zone of truth on myself if you want.
We would have no way of knowing if you were telling the truth if you cast it on yourself.
Oh, she goes, I guess that's a good point. Anyways, I'm sorry to have bugged you guys. So you guys know Atulf?
Yeah, we came over here on a ship with him. What's your name again?
My name's Edwina.
Do I know where Atulf is right now?
No, last you saw him, he was buying those green bear eggs.
So he's just kind of going on a solo mission while we're doing all this.
Did he have any food with him when he saw you?
Yeah, I just saw him a minute ago. He was pretty close to here. He seemed to be looking around. He had some guys with him. There's this really big, strong-looking guy who had this girl that she was following him around. She seemed she was maybe a half-elf. And then there was also this kind of angry-looking wizard guy with him as well.
Do those descriptions track with the crew members that he was with?
Yeah. So what you can imagine is she's talking about Zenferer, the wizard that is with him. Also, D'Artagnan, D&D. He is probably that big buff fighter guy she's talking about. And then probably Sibley Bever is the girl that's following them around as well.
I have an idea. Hey, Lumpins, will you keep Edwina company for a second?
Sure.
Sure.
I want to step outside and see if I can see a Tolf in the immediate vicinity.
Yeah, as you step outside, you see he's talking to Doug from the dugout down there at the bottom of the hill. Doug is kind of pointing him in the direction of up the hill towards the Great Pump Inn.
I want to walk over to a Tolf.
Okay, you walk down and he goes,
Paxton, I wasn't sure it happened to you.
Yeah, me and the Lumpins and Charles are over at the Pumpkin. Do you know where that's at?
Yes, I believe I've heard of it before.
There's someone at the Pumpkin who claims to know you.
Who is it?
You don't have any idea of someone you might have seen today?
No, I saw this woman who, I think she mistook me for someone else.
Does the name Edwina ring any bells?
I do not believe so.
Huh.
But I am a very attractive man, and there are many women who wish to know me.
I want to cast Zone of Truth on a Tolf.
all right. As you do that, he is going to cast Counterspell.
Oh.
And he's going to
Say, Paxton, what are you doing? I cannot allow myself to be in a zone of truth. I'm the secret keeper for the Magistracy.
Do you trust me?
I do trust you, but I have sworn an oath that I will not allow myself to be put in a zone of truth.
I'm not gonna lie. Atolf, this woman named Edwina says that she knows you. And the fact that you don't, and she was pretty convincing. The fact that you don't remember her name at all makes me very, very suspicious of you right now.
Tolf, he just kind of looks at you and he goes,
I don't know. I'm Paxton. You can trust me. I'm your friend. I've never heard of this woman.
as he says that, Zenfer looks at him and he says,
Zalun Verzetoten.
Tolf looks over at him and says,
Elect.
but then he turns back to you and he goes,
Paxton, you can trust me. I am not a doppelganger.
Yeah, that's exactly what a doppelganger would say. And then I turn back around and go back to the pumpkin.
that will be where we're going to pause it for today.
Ooh!
Clap, 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 clap.
Have fun.
Thanks, Dad. I mean, Mike. I love to... Wait, no, that's the wrong voice. He goes, I love to... Nope. What's a pirate voice? Someone do a pirate voice for me.
Arr.
Yarr,
Yarr.
yes,
Start with the
arr.
yarr.
I'm plugging myself.
Yeah, I've been told I need to stop plugging my wife so much.
She's already pregnant.
Yeah, exactly.
How'd it go?
I think it went good.
We heard some German,
Well, that's good.
which I think I recognize 2 words out of. I don't want to say what I suspect they are because Iron Lumpen was not there.
From the previous use of German, that's how I found out that Lumpen is German for rags.
That's right. Yeah, that was cleverly done, Mike. I did not realize that either until I used Google Translate.
Yeah. I wonder how many other things like that are hidden around that I've forgotten about. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on a real big History of English podcast kick at the time when I was first writing this, and I was really interested in languages and stuff, and I used a lot of stuff from that podcast to help build the cultures and world and such.
Yeah, I remember you had some medieval law about how much you can sell grain for or something like that. Does that ring any bells?
I can't remember.
I think in the Iron Empire,
there was
you had like a whole setup where they weren't allowed to sell anything for too cheap.
Yeah. So you had to sell it. That was actually inspired by Diocletian's edict on prices. So
Of course.
the Roman
I was
Emperor
going to ask if it was
Diocletian.
Diocletian's edict on
Naturally,
prices.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3rd century Roman emperor was dealing with a period of high inflation because of the debasement of the currency. and his solution was to just command everyone to charge less. So they just issued a law saying everything must be cheaper. That'll fix everything. Just by law, everything must be cheaper. And it didn't actually fix anything. Part of the reason is that this is the ancient world and you can't enforce a law like that. There's just no way you can make everyone follow that kind of law. It's just too hard to get information. It's not like the modern world.
Wow, spoiler
so it didn't
alert
work.
for something happened 2,000 years ago. Jeez, some of us are still reading the history.
Yeah, I'm
you know?
sorry. Yeah, those of you listening to the History of Rome podcast, I have spoiled Diocletian's edict on prices.
Could have avoided that whole mess if he just would have used bitcoins.
Yep.
It would have created a new mess, but sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Or those NFTs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, ancient Rome was ripe. They were ready for NFTs. It would have really... It would have made them go downhill faster. But...